Get Cooking, and today I'm at the Growing Together Community Gardens just off Mason Road, and we've got some lovely ingredients here, and I'm going to show you what you can cook with some seasonal vegetables that we've got with us today. So I'm going to show you how to make a nice warm potato salad with beetroot and potatoes and broad beans in a nice orange cumin and coriander dressing, and I hope you like it. So let's get cracking. Okay. So I'm going to start with just peeling my new potatoes. Now, normally I would just gently boil these, but I've only got one little stove top, so I'm going to fry them off. I'm going to slice them so we cook them quickly, and then I'll crack on with my beetroot. I'm just going to slice them. Let's get these going. I'm just going to cut them really thin so we don't take ages to cook. I'm just going to scallop them. They look nice, don't they? Get a little bit of oil in the pan. I forgot to bring some butter. If you've got any butter, I usually add a little bit of butter to it as well, and the oil stops it from burning. So we'll just wait a little minute for them. Right, so I'm going to crack on with my beetroot. I'm going to peel this. Guarantee I'm going to have red hands for the rest of the session. You can use cooked beetroot as well. When you're cooking them, try not to keep make sure you keep the root on, the stalks on, otherwise it bleeds. It's always best to peel after you've cooked them. So I'm just going to chop these up really small. When I was a kid, I used to love putting beetroot on my lips, like lipstick with you. Put the beetroot in there. I'm not really measuring anything, it's just kind of what you've got. So let's get these potatoes on. They should be, I wasn't going to cut up that one. Cut this out. Get these going. They'll take a little while. Right, so what I'm going to do with this beetroot is make a little dressing. It's orange, goes really lovely with beetroot. I haven't got an orange, I've just got a little clementine, but same thing, it's really nice. Put a bit of that in, and I've got my little spice tin. Now I haven't today got my grinder with me. Normally I grind the seeds, but we're just going to have to put them in whole. So we've got some cumin. The cumin goes really nice. I'm just going to put about, I don't know, half a teaspoon. I haven't got that much in there. And then I've got some coriander seeds. I'm just going to put a little bit in because I haven't got my my grinder. So you can put some ground coriander in. And all I'm going to do is just try and squash it. You can as well, if you want, dry fry these. It helps release the flavour. I'm just squashing these today. So then we just give it a little mix, a little spoon. Just let that soak in there. Now, have we got any leaves? Now, we have got some radish leaves. You could use some spinach or rocket or anything like that, any kind of salad. I'm going to put that in our bowl. So I'm just going to get some of these leaves. I'm just going to cut these really fine. Right, I'm also going to put in some chard leaves and some beetroot leaves. Just make sure they're nice and, young, fresh. You don't want the chewy end, the chewy ones. A bit old. You can also use cauliflower leaves as well. They're really good, and cabbage leaves. You can use any of the leaves on the brassicas as well. So I'm just chopping all them up, and you've got this nice little sort of salady bit there. So I'm just going to stick that in a bowl. I'm going to do a few broad beans as well. So I'm just going to pop these out. I used to get a bellyache from eating these. Bit of potluck, this allotment lark. You have good years and bad years. This year I seem to be doing alright on the butternut squashes and pumpkins and stuff. So we've got some broad beans there. Right, let's see how our potatoes doing. Give them all a turn over. Smell good. It's like chips, isn't it? I'm a bit of a believer, it's use what you've got, don't worry what you haven't got. Just adapt. Just use what you've got and just bring it together with some spices and herbs, and then you'll get some nice flavours. So they're looking good. I'm just going to add the broad beans, going to cook them off a little bit. Now what we could do, we could add just a little bit of cumin in there, just now the potatoes have been going a while. We didn't want it to burn, so we'll have like some fresh sort of cumin that hasn't been fried, and then some that has. It's just got more of an intense flavour. A pinch of lemon. Not put much in. In fact, because our beetroot is raw, we could actually add it to the pan. Normally I'm using this with cooked beetroot, so I just put it through. Because this is raw, I'm actually quite tempted just to fry it off a bit, just so it's not quite so crunchy. So I'm going to add that as well, actually. The potatoes have probably taken about, I don't know, 10 minutes? Probably. Yeah, they're cooked, that one's cooked through. This probably isn't the prettiest of dishes, but it does taste good. Right, so I'm just going to basically put that in with my salad. Spoon. There we go. And there you go, there's one warm potato salad. So, we're now going to make some vegan pancakes. Now, this is a really nice one. People always ask me, what do you do with chickpea flour? And this is a really good thing to use it for. And in there, we are going to put in some fennel. I'm just going to chop that. And I'm just going to make some nice slivers, nice and thin. I'm going to put this in an onion. Now, fennel's one of those things people are like, I'm not sure about that, but it smells stronger than it tastes. When you cook it, it's actually quite gentle. It makes a really nice soup if you're going to use some new potatoes with it.
I'll be back on my fish and chips later. Right.
You're welcome. Right, so I'm going to put in about equivalent of an onion of the fennel. I'll put some of those little fronds in as well. Then I'm going to put in some of these radish leaves. I think we've got a bit more chard. I'm just going to nip over here for some chard. Now normally I'd add a little bit more spinach in this. I'd probably put a good few handfuls in, but we've got what we've got, so just put that in there. Right, so I'm going to get this beetroot. So I'm going to chop this beetroot, give that a peel. Right, so I'm going to get this beetroot. So I'm going to chop this beetroot, give that a peel. I think I'm going to grate this. Now you could put some carrot in here as well. You can put any vegetables you want to in these pancakes. I'm just going to grate this in. So you could grate any vegetables into here, to be honest. I've had this grater a long time. It's not quite as sharp as it was, but I'm very attached to it. vegetables with the chickpea flour, which is called, you find it is best when you find it in the international aisles. So I'm going to give that a good, I don't know, probably put about, let's go, not that much in. It's kind of a bit by eye really. I'm just going to mix that in, make sure all the vegetables are covered in the mix, and then all I'm going to do is add some water. And you're basically making a batter. This batter's going to look quite pink, I think. It's going to be very pretty. How pink that is. There we go. Right, I'm just going to let that soak in a little bit. And while that's soaking in, I'm going to make a really quick couscous salad. Right, so if I put in about 3/4 of a bowl of couscous. I'm very much improvising here, by the way. And then I'll put whole, this is all hot, this is hot water, as you can see, it's really hot. Right, let's put a little more. Then I'm just going to put my lid on. So I'll just leave that there a minute. Then we are going to then chop some vegetables up and then add some flavour and put it into the couscous. Right, so we have got some mange tout. I've got some purple stuff at home, but it's not quite ready yet. So, got some spring onions. Just chop those ends off, not too far away. Then that. These are really easy to grow on your windowsill if you want to have a go. Make growing anything. Same with like any of the peas or beans. If you've got little troughs, you can easily make some nice salads, and you can use the pea shoots as well. You can use pretty much everything on the peas. So get some salad growing. Beetroot, if you've got some of those big buckets, grow some carrots. I'll use that one, that's a bit dry. People never go far enough up the spring onion. There we go. What else have we got? Right, so we've got radish. Great, a little bit of radish. It's a white radish, this one. And then we've got some peas, and these peas are just straight out at the allotment, so you can have them raw. Quite a bit of a believer into eating raw veg. All the little ones. Then just make another little dressing. We could just put a little bit of olive oil in there. And then we've got some thyme. This is a great time of year if you've got lots of herbs in your garden. Is actually just pick them, put them upside down on your washing line and let them dry out, and then you can store all these dry herbs over the winter, and you can use them for teas or as well as in your food. And there's so many good properties in English herbs as well as all the Chinese and Indian spices. Right, so I've got a little bit of there. I've got some lemon juice somewhere. Drop a lemon juice in there. Let's get a little whisk. This is all emulsified. Look. Who needs the dressing to it? You only need a bit of lemon juice, some oil, and a herb. And there it is. And that actually on new potatoes is really delicious. So we've got some lemon, thyme, and we've got a few veggies there. Obviously you can put as much veggies as you want. Here's our couscous. So as you see, about 5 minutes. So if you do 3/4 couscous to water, so for every hole of water you put 3/4 of couscous, and that's what you get after 5 minutes. And you could obviously put some stock powder in there or some herbs. That's just literally just plain couscous. And then you just throw in all your vegetables. And obviously you can put any vegetables you have in there. And you could obviously make that more vegetables than couscous. So I'm just using what we've got, and then you just need to add your dressing. And then just mix it in. And that is really just a really simple salad that we've just put together, which you know that can stay in the fridge for a couple of days. Really good for lunches. You can make it the night before, and it's a really good way of using all those leftover veg. Grate it, chop it up, and make a really simple salad. So that's our couscous. Right, we're going to make our pancakes now. So, there's our lovely pink mixture. That won't get you to eat. Either put your kids off veg for life or it'll encourage them. You've got two choices, haven't you? Everything's gone pink. Right, we're just going to put some oil in here. It's nice and hot. I must admit, I don't know if they're going to hold. It's absorbed quite a lot of the mix, but you'll get the idea. I don't know if these are going to stay together. I think I could just do with a touch more mix. But this, the besan flour is really useful because it's obviously it's dairy free, vegan. You know, it's really useful. It'd be really handy in lockdown. Can you see they have the batter? It's just the batter's there. Now, when you're not using beetroot, that'll be kind of a yellow colour or a golden colour. Sometimes I put turmeric in it as well. So we just do them for about 3 to 5 minutes, just to make sure that all the vegetables are cooked. So I'm just pressing down, making sure all the batter mix is getting cooked out. That sequel's getting a bit excited. Now you've also cooked to these, you could have had any kind of spice or herb or a bit of chilli to give it a bit of kick. You're just limited by what you have available really. You just have a play with it, and just if you don't like it, next time you just add a little bit less or a little bit more. Some people might like a little bit of salt in there too. It's obviously personal preference. Right, so I reckon these are about done now. So I'm just going to put these on a plate. That one's broken up a little bit. There we go. So these are our little burgers. And obviously you could put them in a bun, or you could just eat them as they are, or you could serve them with a bit of rice. So they're really nice cold in a picnic. So hopefully that inspires you to cook with what's around at the moment. Like I say, going through the seasons, you can just adapt these recipes with whatever's in season, and just what I would say, just if you can't grate it, or it's not leftover, you just mix it all in with what you've got, and yeah, make some tasty food.